I think I might title this garden tour video, "Why Do I Even Try?" So I haven't been to the garden in about 2 weeks, I guess, almost 3 weeks. That is the disadvantage of not having a garden on your property. I'm gonna give you a real life garden tour, a very disappointing garden tour because I've not been able to get over here. Literally, I would have to till my garden again to get rid of all the weeds. So I guess we'll be weed eating the weeds. I am gonna try to weed my carrot bed, if I can find it. And there's some good stuff, like there's lots of tomatoes growing and peppers, and I've got some seeds to plant today, and I have some plants to plant, but my 10-year-old put the wrong plants in the car. He put dead plants in the car instead of plants that were alive, and I'm not quite sure I understand that yet. But let's get to the garden tour. We'll start with this pitiful elderberry. Something has eaten all the elderberries off of it. Looks like this nasty little pest right there. But it's okay. I mean, I expected that to happen. This one is doing okay. Still got flowers on it, but it's just adjusting. This yarrow plant you probably saw, I don't know if I showed it in the last video or not. It had died, not really died, it's just gone dormant. So now it's growing back. So I might go ahead and plant that. The garden should not look this green at all. So these are all weeds. Yes. Yes, weeds everywhere. For those of you who wish that you could find land that's wide open pasture, I assure you sometimes it's not worth it because it's so good at growing back that this is what your garden looks like when you don't stay on top of it. Alright, so let's start with the potatoes. Potatoes are doing good. They're about ready to come up. You see their leaves are starting to curl and they're starting to fall over, so that's a good sign. Let's look and see. Oh, yep. I don't know if you can see that or not, but we got some little baby potatoes down in there. We're going to cover this back up. We're not quite ready yet. So these are all potatoes. Ouch. More potatoes. These did not have straw on them, so I'm not sure. We never do get around to that. Not sure how well those are going to come up. Next are onions. My onions are looking good. See, they're doing really good. These onions grew really well, but there's just lots of weeds in there, but I don't think that'll hurt the onions too much. Oh my gosh, the weeds. This is my carrot patch that you absolutely cannot even see because of all the weeds. You serious right now? I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to weed these carrots. Like, wow. It's just, man. These are some of the Dixondale Farm onions. They're here and then they're over there. And there's cabbages here that I never got row cover on. So yeah, something is just having a heyday with that. See, that is what's having a heyday with that. And at this point, I might as well let it go, but I'm gonna try to pick them all off. Believe it or not, there are some beets in here in this wide open crazy mess of disaster. Lord help me. Well, the good news is that my peppers are doing really good. So let's see. Here's some. There's a little green pepper. See the little green pepper? I don't think he's quite ready yet. But there's a big pepper up here that is definitely ready. Look at this guy. You know they're ready when they just come off real easy. Here's another one. He came off easy. And, yep, that guy's coming off. So there's lots of peppers over here. That one's not quite ready yet. Look at these guys, man, they look awesome. And I don't even remember, I'm not even going through these right now to see what they are, because I don't even remember what they are. Look at these. But all I know is there's lots of them. Look at this guy. He's amazing. Wow. Not bad, not bad. Here's my pitiful squash that are growing in here. I'm gonna have to come back over tomorrow and at least weed this area out. This is just crooked neck squash. Right there. And then we have the tomatoes, which all need to be staked up right now. I'm gonna have to come back and stake these up. I forgot my twine, but there are some good looking tomatoes on there, man. All over the place. So tomatoes are actually vines. It's okay if they creep along the ground. They are just more susceptible to getting blight and things like that. These tomatoes right now are doing good. I'm gonna come back tomorrow and bring my twine with me and start tying these up. I just don't have time to do it today. I just needed to come over and kind of evaluate everything, which we can tell is ridiculous. But the tomato plants themselves look really good. So just keep that in mind. If you don't get to stringing them up right away, normally they're okay. It's when they start getting this, looking like that, and you can just pull that off, that you need to kind of start paying attention. So I'll come back tomorrow and string all of these up. These are my sunflowers. These are the giant mammoth. There's one there, and there's one right there. And I actually transplanted these, and people say you can't transplant them, but I did, and they are doing well. I planted a few zinnias in here, and they're doing really good. Zinnias are great because the more you cut them, the more they grow. In this mess, there's some garlic growing. That won't be ready. Gosh, look at this root already. Look at that. That's ridiculous. These won't be ready until fall. My green beans have not come up. I might try to go ahead and plant them again today. They were old seeds, so I'm going to plant a different kind. And the sweet potatoes are doing good. Look, the one section that doesn't have weeds. Amazing. I've got some pumpkins that I need to plant, pumpkin seeds, and some melons, if they'll do okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant them now. So here's the deal. I don't actually have time. I really just came over here to give you a garden tour and to pick some plants that were needing to be picked. And so, look at my hat. My hat's all over the place. I don't have time today to weed that whole garden, nor am I, because we're just gonna weed eat it. Meticulously prune tomatoes and life, whether it's people or emotions or situations, tomatoes and life are exactly the same. They need lots of pruning and lots of care for them to be the most efficient that they can be. I'm going to take off a lot of these bottom leaves. They're not going to bear any fruit. Do not be afraid to cut. Because your fruit's up here, not down here. And your tomato plant will be just fine. You can root tomato suckers if you want more tomato plants. I got over 75, so I don't need very many more tomato plants. So I'm just gonna throw them on the ground. Sometimes they'll reroot, most of the time they just die. All right, I'm back for day 2 of this garden. I got over myself and my pity party and said, you know what, I'm gonna put my big girl pants on. Today I came back and I'm stringing up all of the tomatoes, and that's probably gonna take me a couple hours, and then I'm gonna go ahead and plant those zucchini and squash and pumpkins, and then tomorrow I'll probably come back and start weeding. Yes, I've lost my mind. I'm gonna try and weed this whole thing. I might pull out the little tiller and get in between the rows, but gosh, this garden is just too nice to weed eat. So I've got the next few days of work cut out for me, and it's part of homesteading and gardening, right? So I just thought I would end this video with that. Do what you gotta do. It's not easy. It's hard. If you let it go, it's gonna get worse, but it's all part of the process. By the way, I got these super cool overalls. I will try to do a review on them for you ladies. No, I've asked in the Homesteaders of America group, women who had a good source for good tight-fitting overalls that weren't too tight, but then didn't also make me look like an old man. These are the winner. These are the Dovetail workwear overalls. I will leave a link to them in the description. But so far I'm loving them. Lots of pockets, lots of things we'll talk about later. All right, guys, don't forget to check out all the other collaborators in this week's Homesteaders of America garden collab. And I've linked it below. And I hope you guys have a great day and happy homesteading.